Okay, well that last video was a doozy, so how about we do it again? It's closer to the holidays, it's the perfect time to talk about this. I did plan to have this video done next month, but I thought about finishing it early because, well, I was out of ideas. Today's merch topic is covering trinkets and plushies. Also, if you hear a little bit of static going on, that's just my fan. Obviously, we're starting with plushies. Plushies were a thing in Bakugan since G1. The G1 plushies are based off of the Bakugan's ball form, and I gotta be honest, I think Skyrus looks the most accurate to her ball form. If I put an image of Skyrus' plush next to her actual toy, you could barely find any differences, well, aside from the feet. Tigrera, on the other hand, yeah, definitely one of the lesser accurate plushies. Preyas too, they just peaked at Skyrus. And maybe Serpenoid, because how do you screw up a design as simple as his? I guess a dual Hydronoid plush is sorta accurate as well, and Drago just looks more like Myri at Hades than Drago. And that's not the only time Spin Master screwed up on making a plush of it. The Gen 2 plush is infamous for being big, but also ugly. It was released during Legends and uses the Battle Planet design for some reason. Did they mean to release this during Battle Planet originally, or what? One complaint I have heard of this guy is that he can't really stand up on his own, and he looks horrifying from the front view. On the side it's okay, but what the hell is with the front? To cap this segment off, I'm going to roll this G3 clip. Now take that clip and inflict some voodoo magic, and you have yourself this Gen 3 Drago plush. The G3 plushies are a special bunch. They weren't released officially, so people ended up selling factory stock on eBay. They were probably meant to be released earlier in Gen 3's quote-unquote lifespan, but got canned because of low sales. The plushies are also weird. Drago looks like he's from a Spyro game, Trux looks like he's from Dinosaur Train, Ventry is a freaking Angry Bird plush, and Bruiser looks like he's committed hundreds of acts in arson. And for God's sake, why didn't they just do Penji? Penji would have been perfect for a standalone plush because his design, as puntable as it is, actually fits a plush. Okay, moving on to trinkets. Side note, keep these away from your local sponge. By trinkets, I don't mean the Drago Swiss Army knife I talked about last time, more or less the stuff like the eraser toppers and stamps. Let's start with watches. There are hundreds of these that kinda function the same, just a random watch with a Battle Brawlers poster thrown in it. But then you have this wristwatch with an actual Bakugan on top of it. The top of the watch is actually a Apollinaire, not Drago, so there's some points for uniqueness. And also, is it me or does he look more detailed than his actual toy? If Spin Master made a watch that could connect with any Gen 3 top, that would 100% sell. You could have your Bakugan partner stare at you dead in the eyes as you check your watch and find out what time it is. Though I could see this concept working better with Bakugan tops that rarely take up the bottom half, like Titanium Dragonoid for example. And a complaint I have heard about this watch is that the clock is barely readable. Speaking of merch that acts like a functioning Bakugan, keychains anyone? These keychains function like an actual Bakugan but can open with a button. Most of these are G1 Bakugan, but there were some G2 Bakugan released through World's Coolest, and they are Aqua's Fangzor, Aurora Scorpion, and Ventus Tertonium. Again, the G1 keychains come in a lot of varieties, but I think my favorite has to be Hades, because you can't go wrong with Hades. Also, the Preyas keychain, from my knowledge, has a working faction randomizer. That's actually really cool. And finally, as a bonus, the Bakugan Advent Calendar. I have opened one myself, and they're really cool if you're into merch. There's lenticular fridge magnets, pins, stickers, slap bracelets, a dog tag necklace, and even a few gate cards. It comes with all kinds of merch and even a few things you can use in-game. And before you get too hasty, no, it doesn't come with Bakugan. If it did, I'm sure it would be hella expensive. Spin Master should have tried this with G2, especially during the Geogon Rising era. GR had a neat balance of gate cards and TCG cards, so maybe it didn't act on canning the TCG. They could have snuck in some merch, some gate cards, and maybe even secrets of the Geogon or GG booster packs. Maybe even booster packs from previous seasons as a bonus. Maybe even one of the blind box Bakugan could be in the final day as an extra gift. Well, that wraps up part 2. If you guys have suggestions for part 3, let me know.